when like Wembley.
I think like.
Ethan Nwaneri signs new contract. We were led to believe this was done before we jetted off to our tour of Asia, specifically Singapore and Hong Kong, but it's been officially confirmed. Rumors say he signed a 5-year deal. I know, big up Max Dowman, but let's be honest, Arsenal fans, we don't know how to act because we're used to just, well, not really, because they do come through the Hayland Academy in twos, but we're used to just one star boy, really. Now we've got Max Dowman, who's the bee's knees, who I think has the highest ceiling of everybody, but we got Max Dowman, we got Bukayo Saka, who, got to remember, he's 23, 24. Of course, he is a seasoned pro because of everything in his journey, but then when you look at Saka, and then you look at Nwaneri, definitely Dowman, Miles Lewis-Skelly, which big up Miles Lewis-Skelly. He's significant. It's like he's a 30-year-old. It's like he's the big brother, and you're not even the big brother yet. And now Jack Wilshere has returned to the academy. Keep pumping these players through the system. Now, shiny new toy. We've forgotten how good Nwaneri is. I've always said this. I can't say a man that's played 30-odd times, you know, being a 17, 18-year-old, playing in the Champions League, you know, playing in the League Cup, Champions League, Premier League, scoring against City, 30 or when it's all said and done, he's got a lot to work on, but obviously we would have loved him to have played more. I still maintain he could have. There's been rumors of a knock, right? So I can't sit here and say if you made 30 plus appearances, which you're in a dramatically better position than you was 24 hours ago, I can't say that's Nwaneri's breakout season. But I mean, I can't say it's not his breakout season, but I don't think it's his breakout season. You know, Thomas Tuchel name dropped you. He was on the cusp of an England call up, bumped up a couple age groups into the under 21s, and we're keen to see what you offer in the centre mid role and whatnot. For me, with Nwaneri, it's first and foremost. Same with Miles Lewis-Skelly, and eventually we'll get there with Dowman. In that you're here now. Most balanced fans, you're young, learning. Need to learn how to probably impact the game over 90 minutes and all the little things you need to improve on, because clearly he's not the finished article for all his potential, right? But you're a marked man. It's still wow, but it's not wow. You're coming into this season as a genuine first team player. You know, you're not on the peripheral. Miles Lewis-Skelly as well. So it's about handling that. But great news. And you would have seen the video. And I'm happy Arsenal did this because you can tell Nwaneri's one of them introverts, keeps himself to himself, good guy and whatnot. But at the end of the day, you're playing for Arsenal, you're playing for England, media duty and whatnot. It seems like Miles Lewis-Skelly is a natural at that. Nwaneri seems a bit introverted. So I like the fact that he's getting a bit of a spotlight. Big him up for everything he's done, man. Like, listen, we'll be here all day. Big him up, man. And like you see here, this is where I feel at home. Hopefully, you know, that's not the first new contract we see. It means everything to me. I'm so happy to have got it done. This is where I feel home and where I'm going to develop the best. I'm ready. We always hear rumblings about him departing and whatnot. I'm very excited. I see this as my first real season and part of a proper squad in the changing room. You get it? Kind of echoing what I just said there. I'm so excited for what I can bring to the team and how I can help the team. I'm a versatile player, which is great. 10, 8, right wing. I think last season, because of the struggles with Trossard and Martinelli, you could have played on that left-hand side, but I don't really care where he plays. Just put him on the pitch, let him work his magic. So I'm going to play anywhere across the front five, and I'm ready to do what the manager needs, which is interesting because obviously we've got Gyökeres, you throw Kai Havertz into that mix up front, Merino, on paper, Trossard, Martinelli can all go through there. Gabriel Jesus is still statistically here. But I remember Mikel Arteta, I think it was last season or the pre-season of last season, he said Nwaneri could develop as a striker. Now, I don't care where he plays, just do that. There is an air of having to be a versatile kind of player in the modern day. He's not Phil Foden, but where I look at Nwaneri, I look at him a bit like Phil Foden in that you're one of them that, of course, you want to, if you think you're a 10 or an 8, that's where you want to play. But in the modern day, it's all a learning curve, and I think he should be exposed to that. And in the modern day, for the attackers, with the exception, you've got to be able to impact the game all over people. And for me, needs to look at the Fodens, the Fodens, the Bernardo Silvas, the David Silvas, them kind of players that obviously had their favored role, but could excel in all of them. So yeah, big him up, man. He said, I've had to adapt to the demands of the Premier League. So I've changed So I think I've changed physically, but also mentally as well in terms of dealing with setbacks and injuries. I think I've actually become more direct over the past few years, and I've added more goals. So I'm excited for what will come next. You're not alone, man. Keep patient and have goals in your head. When you're at Hayland, the next target is to get to obviously London Coley. When you're there, it's to get into the 21s. Then the first thing it was just to keep patient, keep working every day at your craft, and have a long-term vision in the back of your head, but just be ready when it comes. It's good pressure that academy players are going to be watching you, so you need to show them the right things. It means a lot that the young generation is looking up to me now, because when I was their age, I was looking up to Hayland Academy grads and Arsenal players in general. Reece Nelson, Bukayo Saka, Emil Smith-Rowe, so many players. Ainsley Maitland-Niles, all these players I was looking up to when I was young. You don't compare, but you've shared something like a moment. They've been where you're going, and you're trying to get to where they are. Facts, man. Next, apparently, we all want Eze. Apparently, there are suggestions around people at Crystal Palace who are expecting Tottenham to make an approach for Eze, says Alistair Gold. Do you think Spurs are more likely to get Eze than us? Do you think he will actually pick Spurs? Do you think even if Spurs accelerate a deal, do you think he will hold out before he actually wants to, in the hope that a move to Arsenal happens? Sammy Motbell has said, where the interest is most concrete and has the most validation is Eze. It genuinely is, but at the moment there are obstacles in front of that deal happening. People, do I think Eze to Arsenal will happen? As of today, I would say not happening. Where I think there might be leeway is that if they sell Trossard and maybe one other, Eze could arrive as a multifunctional player in either this window, January, or next summer. I think one of the big names has to leave Arsenal just to recalibrate and rebalance the books. If Hijack goes to Liverpool, which I think has a very good chance of happening, then I just can't see Newcastle sanctioning the move for Gordon. Long story short, I won't read this all out to you, but long story short, the club internally have said that Gabriel Martinelli is not available. When you dig a bit deeper, apparently they just simply put, we're not in the best position to get as much money for Martinelli owing to what has happened last season and the season before. He's going to have a good season or the writing's on the wall. Kyle Hine is drawing interest from Levante in Spain. We have apparently been sniffing around Rodrigo on a potential loan deal with an obligation, but his 250 grand per week proposal makes that a bit difficult. Reports are still linking Kivior with a move away, people. We're said to have rejected a move from Porto. Apparently Juventus are sniffing around that. What do we make of that? Ademola Lookman has his heart set on joining Inter despite being offered to Arsenal by Atalanta, according to the Italian media. So yeah, Arsenal and several clubs' names are going to be thrown into it because clearly he wants Inter. Inter have spoken about him and to him. The same goes with Atalanta and their staff over there. So we'll have to see. But he's rejected apparently a return to the Premier League. With Rodrigo, it comes down to finances, as we know. So it'd be interesting to see exactly what's happening.